Simple mistake, but we got it. But again, how y'all
Guys, we're
doing?
here.
How's everybody doing?
We're here.
Call a single friend. We're gonna have a singles get together right now. I want our chat. Our chat
Yeah.
should look like a single bar,
Right.
right? You having that same problem? Me too.
Me
You cute too. Ooh, is this your profile? Like I want to do that. We should have a single show.
Yes, we should.
Yeah,
We
and
should.
try to hook y'all up with people.
Yes,
Cheers.
cheers.
White Claws in the building.
White Claws in the middle. We are not
Episode
sponsored by
two.
White
I
Claws.
know, right?
Episode
Episode two.
That's
And we
much
here.
needed. Oh, wait, put the camera on me real quick.
Mm.
JD.
I get all of this. You're right.
I
I
have
was
something to
sipping.
say. Well, first of all, hi mom, hi dad. Well, I just want to acknowledge anyone who watched the show last week. Thank you for your energy. Thank you for your positive energy. I was in a funk and I really needed that. So, and also I want to acknowledge JD for being all right, relax.
Wait, okay. Come on, let me take that.
For being a good friend and just like carrying the energy, the weight of the show last week. And you know, sometimes you need that. You
Right.
need someone to just because I was like,
No,
I was here, but I wasn't
it
here.
wasn't here. Like it
And
was one of those things. Like it was like any moment I was like, she's coming. She's gonna cry. I'm gonna have to hold her on the show. But I know the feeling. We all go
Yeah.
through times. We all go through tough moments, and we have to kind of gather ourselves. And when we have things we're doing, you have to go do those things. They don't stop.
Right.
So
And we've been doing our best to be consistent with the show. We've been doing our best to, we have a new location. We're still figuring things out. We're still feeling it out. It's like moving into a new home.
right.
So thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, shout out to Anna, shout out to mom and dad.
The Marquezes.
The Martinez Marquezes.
I'm gonna
You
keep it
guys been
Marquez.
holding us down, and we continue to get more and more viewers that tune in, or they'll tune in later and then they'll give us feedback as to how they feel about the show. So it keeps us motivated and inspired to continue doing this. We shared a video in the very beginning, or we saw a video in the very beginning of our journey with this podcast that said it was Kev on stage, and he was saying that if you had to do 100 episodes with nobody watching,
No one
you have to be
watching.
prepared.
I think I still have that clip, the because it was on a promo clip that we did that said with nobody watching, and we're doing it.
And we're doing it. We're doing it.
What number is this? Wait, 12
This
plus
is
12, 24? Didn't we do
20,
that? 28, something like that.
we're
Who's
done
good at math?
20.
One, carry the 4. You got to carry the 4.
No, we did. That's 24. This is 25. Last week did our 26 show.
26.
So we're a quarter of the way there.
Tell a friend though. This talking to just my mama and your mama is,
right.
No, but we are like there's people who pop in, they come and go.
Yeah.
And definitely on the downloads, we're getting a lot of downloads. So we definitely are making traction. But we do want to get this live audience up. So please share this wherever you are and join in the comments. Like I said, today we're talking about dating. So if you're single, we would love to hear from you. But even if you're not single, stay, join the conversation, hear what it's like if you decide to leave. So maybe you'll stay. But the grass is always greener on the other side. And I think I was telling Anna this the other day. Is like I'm always great single. Like I'm not afraid of being single. I'm great single, but I really do not look forward to being single. Just because I just don't want to have to explain myself again. Like I don't want to have to like, oh, trust me, I'm a good man and this is my morals, and it's the worst. And men have to do that consistently. Do you feel like you have to do? You don't have to do that.
Yes, you have to like get to know somebody.
But men come in with like, you're gonna cheat on me already. Like we have to. Our entire relationship is proving that we're not gonna cheat on you. We're here to say.
Right.
Okay, that's all I wanted. So you agree?
No, because not that we're gonna. Wait. You're saying that men come in having to prove that they're not going to cheat.
Yeah, that's it. That's our whole like trust me, I'm here. I'm not going to leave. I'm not going to go off.
But then I feel like women have to like
choose. That's
no,
it.
we have to keep our guard up and we have to like play the game and like not do the thing. And
I don't think she did a good enough job defending that point. What do women have to do? If you know, or if you have a comment on that, please comment. Because I don't think women have to do much but choose. They just kind of, I don't know, maybe. I don't, we'll see. What kind of job do you have? I don't know. Like, this is so hard.
No, we have to put our guard up. We have to,
So do we.
Yes.
What do you have to convince a guy of?
The same. I've talked to men. I've gotten to know men that have trust issues too.
Right. I mean,
And then as a
I'll give
woman,
you
I'm
that.
like, why do I have to prove myself to you? But I get it because you have to. We're both proving ourselves to each other.
Right.
So we also have to prove that we're not gold diggers. We have to prove that we're not trying to trap a guy because guys think that they're being trapped.
Always. It's always a scheme to
Oh
get
my
the
gosh,
ring.
it's such a thing. Yeah, it's like, oh, this woman just wants to be married and
Right.
she just wants to have kids and she just wants me to get married with her. No, it's just like, no, I just like you.
Right.
Like, it's cool. Like, let's just keep going,
But you are judging. Like,
what do you mean?
you judge it like it's not like I just like you. I'm just here. Like,
No,
there still
I think
is.
you're both going through this process of trying to figure out, is this for me?
I get. I all
weird.
I'm saying is I think for men it's a little less judgy. It's a little bit more.
No, men
of,
are judging too. Men
Kind
are
of,
judging
but
too.
no, but women are more critical judging. Like, we may be judging like, are you crazy? But like, literally our character is on the line at all times.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I now say that only because I have men in my life. I have really close male friends that they go into a situation like, oh, this girl. I had a friend who told me the girl had big feet, so he was not.
Okay, look,
she was taller than him, so he could not.
All right,
it was like,
okay,
not
you're right. I've heard those.
Yeah,
I do have a few
or
friends
like
that are very
she was
particular.
too eager.
Yeah.
Like, I've had my guy friends tell me, oh, she was too eager. I'm like, really? But
Ooh, is that a thing? Ooh, what did you just get? Like,
I got a notification.
Kai just got a message.
I know, but
she's
like,
a
what
little
are you talking
eager
about?
over here.
Are you talking about me?
She's like, who's that?
What are you talking about? If we would know, you would know who I was talking about if you was watching live.
Right, exactly. So as we said, we're talking about dating, and again, we're just gonna go through a few topics, talk about the struggles. You're actually in that world.
Yes.
I know it very well, so I feel like I see it like the Matrix. I also talked to my niece about it, and she had a lot of great insight that we're gonna get to. But first, let's chat, let's talk about you guys. How's your week? What's going on? What's going on in the world? What's in the world?
I want
to
know how Anna's week is. Anna, how's your week going?
How's your week going? I know how I can tell.
I don't know. Don't tell me. I know my parents just went to the movies yesterday.
Right. Where'd they go see?
They went. I don't know. What did you guys go see? If you're still tuning in, let us know. And did you like it? They saw the trailer for the movie for Encanto.
Oh,
in the movie theater. Thanksgiving, November 24th. Right. So the Wednesday before Thanksgiving, holiday weekend, it's gonna be great for the whole family.
Can you tell us anything else yet? You still everything hush hush?
Let me see. I did some press recently, which was really fun.
No, you couldn't tell us about.
Yeah, I can't really go into details.
So
but there's some stuff going. It should be coming out September 28th. There should be a new trailer coming soon.
What about the thing that you just did with the thing? You can't tell us about that. No one said you can't. So.
I can't. No, I did sign something. But okay, I'll glaze over it.
Right.
So I just did earlier this week. I did a really cool music video.
Right.
And I really enjoyed the playfulness of the video and the singer, well-known singer.
Real, what you had to play, you had to be the,
No, I'm gonna get into that, but it's yes. Come on,
I'm sorry.
I want to tell the story my way.
Okay, you're right. I'm gonna shut up.
Typical guy. He just wants to just get straight to the point, no lead up. Anyways, so I got to play like this androgynous character, which was really cool for me because I'm a straight woman, but when it comes to my dance, I can be masculine.
You went over my head, but what is androgynous? Does that mean
androgynous is kind of like masculine and feminine?
Okay.
So I was
like, wait, did that mean gay?
No, androgynous is just like you can't it's like non-gender identifiable. You have both genders, right?
I have learned.
Like the man who has like long hair and wears a skirt and like eyeshadow, that's androgynous because you're a man, but you have there's these feminine things. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, so I was able to kind of portray that character, and it was creative, it was artsy, and it was really cool. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working with the artist. and I enjoyed the messaging of the video.
Yeah. Do you feel
And
freer?
going into our conversation from last week, if you guys tuned in, we spoke about masculinity.
Mhm.
And this was before I even knew that I was going to do this job. So for me to then do a job that asked for me as a woman to tap into my masculinity and femininity at the same time and be partner with another woman. And again, nothing about that experience made me feel gay. Like I did not feel any gayer
Right.
when I left that experience. But I think it's cool that entertainers are just tapping into these types of things because
Yeah.
it'll again normalize people being able to be themselves and
Yeah.
whatever that means. And then as a dancer, last thing I'll say is that in the dance community, in the dance industry, in the entertainment industry, as a dancer, as a straight woman dancer, there's been a lot of times where you're like you have to dance a certain, like you have to dance in heels. You have to be able to dance in heels. You should have long hair. Your body should be a certain point. I remember doing an audition for I think it was Nicki Minaj back like years ago, and they made us do, it was like a where they cut you if just based on how you look, right?
Oh.
Like they don't even see you dance.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah,
Cut me if I'm not the look.
Yeah, you gotta have
But
a look, right?
that cut, they told us to turn around and they like pretty much just looked at our butts.
Yeah.
And that was very
No, but listen,
that was very
it's degrading. Right?
degrading.
So, but I will say I was just showing Anna a video, right? And it was a dance video.
Mhm.
And right, and there was two kind of voluptuous black girls. They were dancing,
Mhm.
and then this little Asian girl came up. She had no ass, like it looked painful. She had no ass, like.
You'll
like
make me spit my pie.
and I was like, why? Why did they do this? Because not only did it make her look ridiculous, it was just like it ruined the entire video.
Right.
And so, and it was like, I don't want to. And I even said this to Anna. I was like, I can't. I'm not trying to shame her body, but this is ridiculous. Like,
Not
she
ridiculous.
literally dropped, and she did like she was doing the butt pop, and nothing moved. And, and I was like, that's like, and so I say that only to say like I can understand them needing you to be a certain shape.
Yes.
Because it will ruin the entire video if some little bony bitch comes out and you talking about dropping that ass. Like
I get it. I get it. Typecast. That's what it's called.
Right.
A typecast.
Which I know it could lead to judgmental things, but
right. I'm just saying, and I'm not mad at it, and I'm not like disgruntled, and I'm not like bitter. But I'm using that as an example of opportunities for dancers. Now, there's many times I've done a lot of these jobs where I've been in the heels, I've been in the, the high ponytail, all this stuff.
Heels. Yeah, you be
right. But I think to have an opportunity where they're also asking you to just tap into your masculinity. And again, as an artist, as a dancer myself, it was just very nice to be able to play and be free and feel like a creative. You know what I mean?
But I think, honestly, if you tap into any type of sexuality, you don't really have to be anything, right? And I don't think you have to be masculine or any. It's like it's just sensual. You just have to be sexy. And I think,
but no, because I don't equate masculinity to sexiness.
I don't either.
Because when it was that moment when it was that moment in that sexuality moment, that brings out your natural femininity, if that, or your natural whatever that is. But there was definitely, I thought it was fun for me to be able to like. I was thinking like my guy friend,
right?
But
that's what I
able
mean.
to kind of get into this other character,
right? And but
it wasn't even doing anything sensual. It was like I'm at the bar and I'm having a drink. Right. How would my friends have a drink? Like how would a man like have a drink right now? It's cool.
But that's kind of what I'm saying is I don't really have to change masculinity or femininity. It's just you have to take control or be more demanding or or be more.
But you can do that as a feminine or a masculine.
That's what I'm saying. So you don't really have to be anything. It's just to kind of maneuver on both sides. It's more of you got to be sensual with it in a sense. Like you would seduce a guy the same way you would seduce a girl. And the only difference is more men may take control. Like a man may take you on the dance floor and dip you, or if you're doing that kind of dance. But a woman would be more like, right? And if you can play both of those sides, I think you don't have to fully be masculine. Like, because I think you look like a cute little butchy girl. Is
Thanks.
butch wrong? Can I not say that? I don't know. Sorry if that's wrong. But like, I could see you playing that role,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't really have to do anything crazy. It
Right.
kind of fits you because you kind of have a good sensual, sexy.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? You can take
Maybe.
control. You can look somebody in the eye and say, you
Oh
know what?
yes,
You know
yes,
what I mean? Like, and I think
yes.
that's the only difference. And I think even for men, you know, you don't have to like. If I had to pay a gay guy, I wouldn't. I don't have to be this.
Right.
Like, I could still be gay, but I could be softer, right? I don't have to. I don't have
Right.
to like. My
But you
shoulders
still,
may
but
not be
the
here.
softness is tapping into your feminine energy, though.
Yeah, but it's more being
Yes.
sensual. It's more being open.
No,
Like
I think there's,
I
I
think
think
it's a
we can agree to disagree. I think
right.
there's a, I
I don't
think
so
there's a
much
difference.
disagree though.
I think there's a difference between sensuality and masculine feminine energy. I think we all like yin yang. You
Hmm.
can see my nails.
Right.
You might
Can
not
you
be able to
see
see
them?
it.
You may
Can
have
you
to put
see
it in
it?
front of the screen. The black screen.
Oh, I don't know. But you know, like yin and yang. You have your masculine and feminine energy. We all have those things.
Right.
I think we just tap into one or the other because you could be a woman and be more masculine, and a lot of times that masculine energy is what turns off men when they're trying to date you,
Right.
which is a good segue into dating. And as men, sometimes men can be more tapped into their feminine energy, and that could be a turn off for women as well. So it's not necessarily has to do with sexuality.
Right.
I think it's just your energy as our balance of masculine and feminine energy. For me, it was just fun to be able to play with that balance
Right.
and kind of lean more towards into my masculinity and
Mhm.
then lean more towards into my femininity and find and just kind of play with that,
Yeah.
which as a dancer we're not really normally
Doing.
used to be able to do.
Yeah, that's
you
dope
know?
that you were able to do that. But
So kudos to everyone involved in that project, and when it comes out, I'll let y'all know.
yeah, like that's dope. But but again, I think we're roughly saying the same thing. But I just think it's really just kind of tapping into attraction and just giving it to someone, like, you know, in the sense like of
Yeah, but I see that's the only issue I have with that is that because I'm thinking about coming from a dancer perspective.
Mhm.
So when I approach
So
dance,
you're thinking movements though. You're thinking about
I'm thinking, but in order to move, you have to. It comes from your brain. It comes from
Exactly.
your spirit, right? So if I approach a walk, if I'm walking,
right.
if I approach it leaning into my masculine energy,
Mhm.
I'm not. My intention is not to seduce anyone. My intention is to lean into my
What?
masculine energy. And just like if I go into my feminine energy, my intention is to be feminine, not
Seduce.
and yeah, and I think that's something I've learned as a dancer or as an artist, even as an actor.
Yeah.
Your intention has to be an internal intention. Not I want to seduce you. No, I have this goal in my heart to be loved,
Right.
or I want to be respected, or whatever. And it's deeper than that.
Yeah.
So
And that's what makes great dancers, great artists, great
Right.
actors. Is 'cause
it's
they
not
can
so
tap into
surfacey
that.
level. Yeah, it's not
Right.
surfacey. Like, and I'm not saying sensuality is surfacey. I think yes, it could be like, oh, I want to have sex with you.
Yeah.
But I think as what I've learned in art, in movement art, is that it has to be a little deeper than that.
Right.
Like, I don't just want to be with you. I want to be with you. Why? You know, what is it about? You know, you get
But
kind
that's
of deep into
something
it.
I think that, but I mean, I think as deep as you, because here's what I would think: if you hit on a guy,
Hmm.
would it be any different than how you hit on a girl?
I mean, I've never hit on a girl. I don't know,
but that's what I'm saying. But you would do the same thing. You would literally, like, you would show attraction. You would you would approach them. You would, try to touch them. Try to connect with them physically somehow. You would look them in their eye. And I think the only difference between male and female is a female may play coy, maybe more than
right.
not,
And
and
I
a
think
guy may play more like, come on. Like,
yes, and again, that goes back to where I don't think we're saying the same thing
yeah,
because I'm not talking about man and woman.
yeah,
I'm talking about masculine and feminine energy,
got it.
which are different. That's not it's we equate it to men and
But is it
women. It's not because we both have both, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the same scenario for me would be presented if I'm hitting on someone leaning into my masculine energy, it is going to be different than if I leaned into my feminine energy.
Right. But if we both have both, isn't it both? I'm honestly, I'm
Yes,
just
no,
arguing with you at
no,
the moment.
no.
So.
I'm just using the same example to show that I don't think we're saying the same thing, or that our focus in the conversation is the same.
Yeah.
Because to me, it's not about man or how would a man do this? How would a woman do this? Again, I feel like that's a little more surfacey,
Right.
more in terms of leaning into my masculine energy. What does masculinity mean?
Right.
Then going into, well, what does femininity mean?
Yeah.
So
I guess I'll let you have that one, because I'm really just playing devil's advocate, because
Right.
I like to understand.
yeah,
And I feel like we even had that quick conversation. Like, I feel like I can connect with anybody in any way, and it really
right.
just
Because you
comes
have a good balance
and
of
it-
your masculine and
right,
feminine.
right, and it just
Right?
comes from a
So-
place of like, I want to connect with you. And
Mhm.
so I think if you overthink it, you could overthink it, but it's really just
Right.
like, how do I connect with you? And I think it's the same male or female. Anyway, so
Right.
so yeah, well, we have different opinions, but I think it's close.
Mhm.
But I trust you because you're the dancer. Like I've seen
Yeah.
your art.
I mean,
when
that was also my
like,
journey
so-
with it. So again, my
Right.
personal journey is not the same as somebody else. Somebody else could have
Right.
gotten the same role and been on that same place, and it would look amazing. So that's
So-
just that's what makes art art. It's subjective. It's personal.
Right.
That's
It's your-
my
it's
process.
your truth.
It's
It's
your
your
truth.
truth,
That's
yeah.
my process. Again, I've never been involved with a woman, and that's just my truth. So when I was in this scenario, I chose to approach it in a way that would be fun for me, which would be, oh, well, how would I,
Yeah.
that made it fun for me. So
Yeah.
somebody else, maybe they would approach it differently.
So when we take that, let's take that whole little conversation to dating
Mhm.
and talk about.
Sidebar. Sorry, I know we're gonna segue into that, but I do want to acknowledge Anna.
Oh yeah, what did she say?
She said, "Happy and stressful weekend. Thank you for asking. LOL. Thank you for asking." Yes.
Uh-huh.
First of all, before we move on, it was someone's birthday.
No, wait, are we talking about my son? Okay.
Yes.
Look, before I got excited, I'm like, you may have been like, it's Apian. I'm like,
No.
never. Like,
No.
no, my son turned 1 on Saturday, April. September 18th, but we did do the party
Yes.
on
He's a
Sunday,
Virgo.
and it was a great party. Thank you for everyone who came out. You made it special. Thank you to Anna because she put it all together.
I know. I'm
I
so
told
sorry
her-
I couldn't come, Anna.
Right. I told her at the beginning of the week, I was like, listen, this is the busiest week of my career and I want to help you. But we need to, like, is there anything we could do in paces, right? Can we start something now that I can help you with? And of course, in true woman fashion, she was like, no, everything's good. And then the day
then-
before, she's like, but we got through it, and
Okay.
she did all of the hard work, and I thank you for putting everything together. It was amazing, and it turned out perfect. So happy
Yay.
birthday, James H. Pitch the fourth, J4. I love you,
Dang,
man.
The 4th.
Right.
Wow.
I'm gonna keep it going. I like the regal feeling, and I also kind of connect with the, black man. I knew my father's
Yeah.
father, and just
That's great.
building that greatness. So,
I love that.
so-
Would you be mad if he didn't keep it?
No, I don't care. Like, I mean, like, I'm open. Do whatever you want. Like, I was actually very, because with all this George Floyd stuff, I was really considering, losing my name
Hmm.
because that's, a slave owner's name. It's not my name.
Right.
So I was feeling I was in a tough place. I
Mhm.
didn't know if I should feel proud about this name or how I should feel. And
Right.
and I don't know. I at this point it's still there, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
like the
if he
idea
doesn't
of a
want to,
junior.
if he doesn't want to carry it on, it's
secondary.
his business.
Uh-huh.
I want him to live his life. I want him to be free. Like the love quote, free, be you.
Yes.
So but anyway, so I was saying from the conversation that we were having, thank you for shouting that out. But
yes.
the power dynamics in dating
Power dynamics.
is that important? Is it like, do you want the man to be the breadwinner or is it open now? Like, what do you think?
I think it's more open now from what I'm seeing, from what I'm experiencing, from
I mean,
what
keep
I'm.
the same energy though, but you be talking about money.
I mean, okay. I'm speaking in general. First of
Okay.
all, Anna, come get your man.
No, I want to know what you think, not generals.
In general, I think it's generally shifting.
Right.
Personally, I'm shifting a little bit because again, I feel like I grew up seeing my parents thug it out together.
Right.
So whenever I got into a relationship, I immediately went into that mode of like, we're in this together. We got this. I got your back no matter what. We're thinking thin. Like we were married. And it was like, it's not till the last couple of years that I realized that it's me, that there's a problem with me approaching relationships like that.
Right.
And so I'm learning to kind of take a step back and not be so, yo, I got your back. Like, we in this together.
Right.
Unless we get to a place when we're married, and then I think we should.
Yeah.
So,
but why do you think you feel that way?
Because because it don't work out sometimes. Not everyone you date is always going to be the one.
What does it have to do with money? Like,
we're going power dynamics, right?
Yeah, kind of. But I guess that's kind of the basis of where we're starting. Is if a man money. Is not having a successful career, he's making more money than you. He can, we kind of chatted briefly earlier about the comfort of going out with someone who has a little change,
right?
And you don't feel kind of like, oh, you sure? Like you saw the menu, right? You got it. Like
I've been in that scenario. I've been in that scenario before,
right?
And
I've been on both sides of it. But I guess the point I'm making is, does that
ideally,
does that change for you? Like, does it feel like I want him more if the money's right?
I'm not gonna front. It does help.
Right.
It has helped put my mind at ease. And that's something that has happened as I've gotten older. When I was in my 20s, I mean, I'm only 24, but when I was in my early 20s, I wasn't thinking about that. I was more so like, oh, we're both kind of in the same place. And also I was like, well, I can't expect something from someone if I'm not there.
Right.
But now where I'm at in my life, I'm not like rich or anything by no means, but I can take care of myself.
Right.
So I think at least having someone that can also take care of themselves. And then, I'm not someone that needs to go out every night. I'm not someone who's has all these requirements of what you need to have to date me. But if I just would like someone to take care of themselves,
right.
And then we can figure out how we can handle things together.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair. Like, I've always been the broke guy in a relationship. Like, I've always been the one just, barely coming in at rent time.
Now, how has that affected your relationships?
It hasn't affected it at all because I'm honest about it, and I'm not poor enough to where it's like, oh my God, I have to, pay everything for this guy. But I'm also I'm working. I'm being active. I'm not just sitting at home playing a video game. Like my daughter's mom. I mean, I'm always gonna hate her a little bit, but I remember we would go
shout out to your mother's mom, your daughter's mom.
No, we not shout her out, but we cool. We
vibe. She gave
everything's
birth
all right. She
to
did. But she would, like, when we go out with our friends, sometimes she would slide me money so it looks like I was paying.
How did that?
I would always appreciate that.
Okay.
Right. And I was okay with it because I'm okay knowing my struggle. Right.
Yeah. And I think how long.
And it's a choice. Like, when I was having this conversation with my niece, it was a choice. It wasn't just like, there's some guys who are insecure about money because they're not doing everything they could be doing. Right. And they kind of know it. But they also don't want to feel like they're not shit.
Right.
So, but with me, it was a choice. Like I literally would start working and it would take away from my creativity, and I just didn't feel good about it.
Right.
So I would stop working to follow my dreams, and I was okay making that decision. And I was like, if you're not okay with that, then maybe it's not going to work out. And I would not try to, I wouldn't make them feel guilty. Like, I understand money's important. So if you need to go, you got to go, but this is my dream and I'm putting everything on the line to do this. And that's just how I approached it. So I kind of had a confidence about it. But if you are letting society tell you should have a certain amount of money, then yes, it would make you feel a little insecure.
Okay, so in the beginning of the dating process, is this how you would approach it from the beginning?
Well, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't really bring it up, but I would obviously, it would come up in the sense of like, I'm an actor, and I would obviously kind of make jokes like so money is but I
so like in
the
first conversations you're saying, yo, yeah, hey, what's up, okay, boo, yeah, getting to know each other. Yeah, what do you do? Oh yeah, I'm an actor.
I don't feel like I've ever had to like explain it.
So when does it come up?
That's what I mean. When it comes up
is it like well, like do you take the girl out on the first date or dates and then pay for her and do all the things,
do
and
all
then
the things.
eventually you're like, all right, well, listen, I can't really.
Right.
This
Yeah.
is not
Like,
sustainable.
I can't, like, I'm not consistently gonna do this. But yeah, and it would just be a real, like, I've always just been really confident and comfortable in where I am.
Okay.
And I don't remember having really uncomfortable conversations, but obviously it came up.
Right.
It had to, but it wasn't my first approach. Like, it was, it was really just connecting.
Yeah.
And like, and if you really are connecting with someone, you honestly may not fully go too deep because
Mhm.
it just feels good. You're vibing, everything is good, and then you're like, whoa, hold on, wait, let me ask some real questions before we go any further. And I
Mhm.
think that's where it gets to. And then it's like, hey, yes, I've made this choice, and I make money. I'm not a lazy guy. I'm not a bum. I'm not borrowing money, but my financial situation is a little unstable.
Right.
And and I understand that that's important, and I'm not happy with where I am, but
Right.
it is what it is. And so I always gave choices. I always very open, like, hey, and I'm dating, I'm dating you, but if this feels like something real, like, we can stop all of that. Like,
Mhm.
just is what it is. And I think I gave people those freedoms, and so I never felt insecure about it.
Did you feel did a woman ever like well, like, okay, this is not gonna work for me?
No.
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 And I could see how that could play, because
Mhm.
on the other side, um I've been in a scenario where the guy wasn't fully where he wanted to be, and he thought that was. He's like, well, you deserve
Yeah,
better,
never
or
did
you
that one.
deserve,
You still gonna deserve me
like,
because
I'm
I'm everything
still
you need.
exactly, and that's the energy you should have.
Right.
That's the energy you should have. Because I haven't quite equated where you are in your life with how much how what is it, like, how valuable you are to
Yeah.
date, right? So I thought that was interesting, but I think that's more of a deeper rooted insecurity and issue, where it's like you just don't feel worthy
Right.
of, or you equate where you are in your life to your own worth, and I think that can be very tricky,
Yeah.
and that is a bit of a red
But
flag.
you know what I did get? I did get a lot of so how much how much longer are you going you gonna be doing this acting thing? Because
Right,
I'm trying to have these babies. Like,
right,
I got a
that's
lot of
true.
that,
Can be frustrating.
and it is, and I know with my ex, my ex for 9 years, right? Like, it was one of those things that I know it bothered her because she dealt with huge people, right? And
Hmm.
so everything I did was minuscule, like, compared to what she's used to.
Right.
And the thing that would bother me is she would love to, like, I believe in you and I think you're so great and you're this, but she really didn't feel that way. But she was trying to be supportive.
Mm.
And I would have benefited more from her just being honest and saying, look, maybe more training, more this. But instead she would try to divert me to other jobs. And I'm
Mm.
like, don't tell me about other jobs. Like, help me get a job in this I help me find an acting job.
Right.
Right? Don't try to. I don't want to go work at the post office. I don't want to. Like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Like,
Right.
I want to chase my dream. Like, if you have suggestions to help me get there, then by all means give me that.
Right.
But don't try to, like, oh, so how much longer are you giving it? Or maybe
Right.
you should try it like that. It's
It's hard. It's
discouraging.
discouraging. It's hard. I mean, I'll say I'm grateful that in my relationships, we never had those. We never had that as an issue.
I was gonna say, as a dancer, I'm sure you've had some struggle moments. Like,
I've had struggle
but girls,
moments,
you're
and
okay. Like, you
no,
don't get
but
judged as
still,
much.
but even still, I've had that. I've dealt with that within my family, where it's like, so
Ooh.
Katie, well,
Ooh.
are you,
Just panning out.
like, what do you want to try to do something else? And are you okay out there? And then I got injured, and it was like, well, is this still what you want to do? And I'm thankful that I've been in relationships with men that have been very supportive of that. They've also been creatives, and so we've been supportive of each other. So I hadn't really dealt with that until maybe more so recently, where I've dealt with people that are financially stable, and it feels different as opposed to somebody who is struggling. And I don't mean like they're struggling just financially, but I've noticed that sometimes when people struggle, not every man who struggles goes through this, but when they're struggling, there's a deeply rooted insecurity
because
that goes with
society
that.
expects you to be the breadwinner, and society
No, but
expects you to be the
even
man.
if you're, because also too, for any lady who's listening to this, or any woman who's watching this, whatever, if a man is not where he wants to be. I think there's a difference between a man that has a vision for himself and is taking actionable steps to get where he needs to go. And he's just not there yet. That's one thing, right?
Yeah, I was making that face because I agree.
Yes.
Because I would
And
always get compared to like the terrible broke guy who's not doing anything.
right.
And
Like
it
for
was like,
example,
I'm
my
not
dad
that
my
guy.
dad came to
Just-
this country at 27 years old. He was doing well for himself in Colombia. He came to this country and he, he struggled with the language. He had to figure it out. But we grew
Shout
up.
out Luis.
Shout out Luis.
Throw
My
it
dad.
up. Do your thing.
But he was a
Nigga, you
man with
made it.
vision,
Sorry.
right? Yeah, he was a man with vision, and my mom knew that. And my mom and they stuck together and they did it, and now they live very comfortably. They're retired. I'm so happy for them,
Beautiful.
right? But he was a man with vision. He didn't come
Right.
from money. He didn't have money when he came out here. He was a man with vision, and he was willing to do whatever he needed to do to get there.
So moral of the story. Wrap it up. Would you date a guy?
That's that.
Would you date a
On
guy?
the other side, wait, hold
sorry,
on.
go ahead.
Because I want if anyone's listening to this, which you all are, which everyone's listening to this, I want it to be clear that a man where they are financially is not necessarily the indicator. It's, do they have vision? Are they on their way? One. Or are they working and they actually can be making more money, but they're spending it on frivolous things like alcohol and weed, or they're going out all the time, or those are really like the main things that people would spend money.
And I'm gonna chime in for a minute. And can we not stop equating the value of a man by how much money he makes? I've always been a morally sound person.
I agree.
I've tried to make myself be like as good to people as I can, but I get no credit for it, until you have money.
Right.
And I've always hated that. Like just because he has more money doesn't make him a better man than me.
Right? Because you could have came from money. So
Right.
somebody could have came from money and then like they just were born into a family with money and they're still have bad character. They still maybe are lazy. They still have no vision. Spoiled, and I've encountered people like that. You encounter people like that in LA for sure, men and women.
Right. And I say that I know money is important. So I definitely think it's a value, but it doesn't equate to the quality of a man or the pedigree of a man or however you want to say that. Like those qualities are still important.
Yes.
All right. So answer. Are you dating guys that may not be financially stable?
I have, so I can't say I wouldn't date someone like that.
Will you in the future?
I don't know. I think it depends on getting to know them and who they are, where they're at. Will I date a guy that isn't driving a BMW? Probably not.
Maybe.
No, maybe.
Depends on his breath still.
Will I look at a guy who well, honestly too, for me, even before the money, like I have to be attracted to you.
Right.
So if I'm attracted to you, I may overlook the fact that you drive a Honda.
Right.
If I'm attracted to you, if I'm not attracted to you, I'll probably overlook.
Hondas out there. Shout out all the Hondas. I got a Hyundai, so shout out to the Hyundais,
Hondas
out there. Kias.
Yeah,
It don't mean you broke.
got a car.
It just means you smart. You getting from A to B.
You got a car. I don't care. Right. But I will,
Have you ever
if I'm
judged
not
a guy on the car? I mean, it does add an extra splash. But have you really ever like judged a guy by what he drove?
No.
Okay, yeah, simple.
No. But I think the men I've dated, have had decent cars.
Decent cars.
At least they're clean. Because my car is pretty clean. It could be a little messy sometimes, but it's not dirty. I've definitely seen women with dirty cars.
I've seen a lot of filthy cars. So
would you judge a woman?
No, I will.
On a messy car?
Sometimes it's hygiene. So like,
it's like gum.
Maybe like because I do equate hygiene with your cleanliness,
right?
Like just how you live. Sometimes it's like, ooh, if you clean your booty good. Like, are you just
but cars are different. I feel like cars are different.
But you take the time if you feel like if you have good hygiene, I think more than likely you have a clean place too.
Yes.
Because it's all connected. Like if things feel dirty, they feel dirty.
Right. But then the car, you spend less time in the car. You're just going from point A to point B.
I hate getting in my car if it's not like if I have trash, or I don't even like to put change in the it's like
I don't like to like drink or eat in my car. But then if anything gets sticky, I don't like. I will
Right.
have like papers here and there. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. And so
Or
that's what I
I'll
mean.
have
It's
clothes in my car.
it's a quick judgment, but like I mean, I know I want to hit this topic too, but let's
Yeah.
just go ahead and go into it. But like I don't judge so much at the beginning. And we were talking about this earlier
Yeah.
about, is that wrong or is that right? So when you start dating somebody, if they do something wrong, or I'm out of here. Nope. Or do you try to understand? I try to understand.
Me too.
And I try to,
I wish I had a different opinion.
right. And I try to talk to them like about like, why? That's curious. Like,
Right. Me too.
when it's
And
like,
then
should I just leave? Because I
should just
haven't seen it
leave.
work out. So I'm thinking I should just leave.
I should just leave.
But I know no one's perfect. So
Nobody's perfect.
so it's like I like to kind of understand and grow. And that's why I get a lot of my perspective. Because I ask people, you know, some people hear something, they're like, I'm out of here. I will literally say, so why don't you like black people? Tell me about that experience. Like
right. I'm the same way.
I
And
wanna
this is
know.
why we get along so well.
I
JD.
know, right? And this is why we have great perspectives.
We do have great perspectives.
Yeah, because you listen to people.
We listen,
And-
right?
But
And
does that
I
cause
don't
us more
know.
stress?
I don't know. Like, what do you
So-
think? What do you think?
I don't know. Somewhat, we obviously can't answer. Our answer is no. Keep exploring deeper.
I'm gonna try to like.
Try to cut it off.
I'm gonna try to cut it off from
We gotta-
now. I've tried. Now, I've been. Well, no. When I was younger, like young, like high school, middle school,
Right.
I was very much like. I remember, I was in high school and I was kind of talking, you know, whatever high school dating is. I was talking to this
It's
guy.
dating, though.
No, but we like. It was just like we liked each other,
Mm,
and we were like talking on the phone and
that's
stuff.
dating.
He was so cute. He was a quarterback on the football team.
Turn up.
You know, he had blonde hair, blue eyes. The only white guy that I've ever like really liked and talked to. Anyways, it was my birthday, and I think I called him, or he called me, or I called him. Something I called him, and a girl picked up the phone,
Mm.
and I was like, "What?" And then he called me back trying to apologize. I never picked up the phone. I deaded him. I didn't even give him a chance to explain.
It's like his sister. Like,
Right, I know. I'm like, it could have been his
You
friend.
could
Now
be
I think
married
back,
right
I'm like,
now.
we could have been married. Now
You could
he
have
ended up
kids
losing
right
his
now.
hair, so
Okay.
chill.
Don't say that so loud. That's sad. You're all like, I'm glad I left him. He left lost his hair. Sad. It's sad.
You
guy.
won't see this. Okay. But anyway, so it was messed up because on my birthday, he texted me. He's like, "Hey, I got you a gift. Can I at least give you the gift?"
Uh-uh.
And I was like, "Whatever." So I went and he got me like this whole Burberry case. I still had the
Yes.
little bag,
Wow.
and it had like all these perfumes.
Well,
It was
that
like a thing.
2 years ago. So
I know, exactly. It was like yesterday. But I still have the bag, and he gave me this wonderful gift, and I really just cut him off. Like I never gave him another chance.
Right.
And as I got older, I started thinking, well, you know, kind of like what JD says, you know, you want to understand why, and
Mhm.
why did you do that? What drove you? What inner child traumas is going on here? And honestly, where I'm at right now, I think I might go back to the old days.
I know. I think the only I've done that a few times in my life, and I think the only reason I don't like it is because I always have a what if. I feel like I have to
I
find
do
out.
feel like a what if.
I think that's why I also have made so many mistakes, because I need to feel the pain, because I need to
Right.
understand why. Okay, that's why I shouldn't
Right.
do this, and I have to know. Like, so
What about placing strong boundaries? Like what about like a strong boundary? Like, okay, you showed me a red flag.
Mhm.
I can meet you here. I
right.
can't meet you further because you've shown me this red flag.
Well, that's what I do. So, and like, it's just, I think I know where to draw the line. I know when it's affecting me as a person, and when it's your shit, but now it's affecting me.
Right.
Because I'm here for you if you're having issues, or if you want to talk about it, or if you need somebody to talk to. But when I feel like it's starting to affect me, or I feel like I'm starting to get negative, or I feel like you're starting to blame me for your shit,
Right.
that's when I'm like, all right, listen, like, this is where the boundary is.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when you have that conversation. And I think I think knowing when to protect yourself is important, because a lot of people protect themselves too soon.
Right.
And I think it's just knowing when to protect yourself and just taking accountability. Like, I just wasted 2 years because I was trying to learn them, and I'll take that, whatever.
Right.
At least I know
Tell me about
now.
it.
Yeah, right. At least I know now I can leave saying, all right, I should have left. So, and I
oh,
like that feeling better.
yeah, and actually, this reminds me of I was having this conversation with a good friend of mine recently. His name is Jake.
Shout out Jake.
Shout out Jake. We actually got to have him on the show. He's
All
such
right,
a
let's do
great
it.
guy.
I think I'm gonna bring my sounds back. I feel lonely without like.
Right, we need a little. I know.
No.
I'm feeling very like, hey guys.
I know, right? No, I got to bring it back. So next show.
So yes, we'll have those back. So I actually asked my friend Jake this question, and I was like, "Well, how do you know when to let
This
go?"
is racist, but it's Jake White. This is such a white name.
No, he's
Okay.
actually black.
Okay, all right.
His name is Jacob.
I'm sorry, world, for being judgmental on names.
You saw it here first. There's a lot of black Jacobs. No?
I guess I've seen some Jacobs, but Jake is just very
Jake.
That's like Tom.
Jake Bodyweight on Instagram.
Yeah.
Check him out. He's works out in the park.
Yeah.
You can go work out with him if you want to get your body right and tight. Anyways,
check him out.
So I asked him this question because that's something I struggle with. When do you know when to let go? Right? I feel like sometimes in retrospect, I'll look back on a situation and be like, wow, I really should have let this go X amount before,
Yes.
And so he told me he's also a singer, and he pulled out his phone and he had like a little keyboard app. So he started playing these chords.
Wow.
And he was like, it's when you feel harmony, you feel that. And then he's like, whenever I feel dissonance or like the lack of harmony with something, you can't unhear that. You hear it, you feel it, and you feel like this lack of harmony in your spirit. He's like, when anything, whether it's a person, a situation, whatever, starts to make me feel that way, and it gets louder and louder, and that's when I know when to walk away.
Please tell me you made out with him immediately after he said that.
I did not. That is my friend.
That was dope. That was a dope.
That was a
shout out Jake. That was dope.
Shout out Jake.
Use that. Use that, B. That's a good one. Pull out the phone on the first date all the time.
It was not a date.
Like,
we were in a diner.
Love, when you have love.
He has a girlfriend.
And then,
oh my gosh.
And then hits because you're singing, and then hit every time.
He has a girlfriend, and either way, he's a friend. It was a group of us.
So you didn't make out with him?
No,
okay.
He's my friend.
Okay, cool.
Trying to start trouble.
Sorry, we're trying to get y'all a good story here, but guys not cool.
But honestly, I thought that was cool, and
that's really
I would
dope.
totally. I actually took that because I've been thinking about that recently. This idea of letting go, and I took it and I started applying it. Like, wow, no, I feel like there's dissonance here, a lack of harmony. I need to just move where there's harmony and continue to do those things and continue to flow. Right. And it's just hard sometimes because we're humans and you
want what you want.
We want what we want, like this White Claw.
No, we want what you want, and I think that's how I live. I just take the accountability for even my stupid mistakes. Like, I went with the harmony,
right?
And wasn't quite right, but I did it. And I do that with relationships. I do that with friendships, with anything. And I take the accountability because it's my decision, it's my choice.
Do you feel? I have a question for you. Getting off of power dynamics, because we have so much to talk. We're gonna have to talk about the rest of this for next week.
We can make it.
We're gonna have to make a chapter 2.
Okay.
And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at chapter 2.
Ask your question.
Have you? I mean, I know you're in a relationship, so removing yourself from the relationship you're in, Anna.
This is hypothetical, Anna. I don't look. We just playing. I don't know what she finna ask, but
he don't know what I'm gonna ask.
Yeah, we'll talk later.
But no, but I mean, because the question you asked me, have you ever felt intimidated if a woman is making significantly more money than you?
No, not at all. Not at all. And it's because I still know my position. Not even position. I still know my worth. So I don't think money makes me a value. However, it's a quality that I know is necessary.
Right.
So even though I don't have money, or I didn't have the money, I knew what I gave her was of value. And I knew hey, go chase the money. Fine. Take that. And I would take that Pepsi challenge any day. Go with the guy with the money. If you want, if that's what makes you feel good.
So if you are in a relationship with someone, and we had a conversation about this,
Look, evilness.
We had a conversation about it. It's funny because it's a little personal. So there was this guy that I was seeing, and it didn't quite work out because for me, he was older than me, and he was just, it felt like he just wanted, he was too eager.
Right.
It felt like he was a little too eager to be in a relationship. I was coming out of another relationship. I was just wanting to get to know him and take it slow, and he wanted all these things. But then when I thought about it, I was like, but if we were to have a child or like get into a relationship, like you can't even,
yeah.
I can't even, like we both can't even
Right.
take care of
Right.
anything, right?
And another part of the story is you're leaving out. He was beautiful, apparently.
Oh yes,
Right. So
he was a beautiful man. He was like
Right.
I coined a trophy type
Right.
husband.
Trophy hug, which we argued about. That's a whole
We
other
argued
show.
about it.
That's a whole other
We
show.
did. But he was very good. He was like the pretty face. And I was
Right.
like, man, he's like the pretty face. Like he's so handsome. And
Right.
and then
He's like the little brother on Troy, like the romantic that doesn't realize that life is like. Have you seen Troy? The
Yes.
one with Brad Pitt.
Yes, Achilles.
Yeah. So the little brother that
Achilles.
stole the daughter.
Yes.
Or stole the girl.
Oh yes,
And
yes,
he
yes.
was just such a we're in love, and like he had no idea that what he's starting because he's such a fucking romantic.
Right.
It's like, bro, you can't take every kid. Like, how you want all
Right,
of
and
this?
it-
You want a wedding, marriage, and you don't have no money.
And
Like-
it felt like that. It felt like that.
That's what
Like
I
it
mean.
felt like, oh, if I was like as a woman, like you're telling me all the things I want to hear.
Right.
But then as a realist,
Do you think it was game? In low key though.
I don't know. That was a situation where I stepped because he was pressuring me to be in a relationship
Mhm.
and I just wasn't there.
Yeah.
So we ended things, right? Fast forward, like 2 weeks later, he was in a relationship. We'll just
It was
say that.
game. Yeah,
He was in a relationship. It was game. He just wanted to be in a relationship. And he was with someone that was like in the radio community, in the radio industry. Cool.
Say their name.
No.
No.
It ended up not working out with them because then he hit me back and he was like, hey. And I was like, what? You're weird. Like,
Right.
you just, I don't know. I feel like to me, it just felt like he just wanted a woman. Like,
Right.
he just but it's like, bro, you don't even have a bed frame.
Right.
You don't even, and then now I gotta go there
Yeah, listen,
because
if you can't have a real relationship if you don't have a bed frame.
you don't got a
Listen,
bed
just stop.
frame.
You can't. It's
Come
not
on,
gonna work.
and you got a roommate,
Right.
And you like 40.
Look, roommates,
Come
I'll
on,
give you roommates.
nah, not when you're
However,
40.
No bed
Not when you're
frame.
40.
40 with no bed frame. Like you don't understand what's happening in life yet. I need you to get that together.
Right, and then
But you can
The
have
last-
roommates. Have your roommates.
I mean, yeah, whatever.
Money-
Have roommates.
money-
I had
saving
roommates
your
too.
money, save your money.
I had roommates because I want to save money, and I also
Exactly.
don't want to live by myself. Living by
Right.
myself sucks sometimes. Anyways,
Right.
last part of the story. I recently found out I saw him and dating. He's dating like a high profile woman, celebrity actress. And she and she is well known. She's well known for being very critical, very outspoken, very strong, alpha woman.
Mhm. And I said, "How do you know for sure?" Like, I don't know. Like, it's just Hollywood to me. Everybody can look alpha and powerful.
No, I know
but
people that know her personally and say this about her.
whatever, fine.
But and I respect her. I think she's amazing. I look up to her. I think she's amazing. All the things. But then it's funny. I just found it funny because I saw like she was doing a story in her house and talking about she's in love and all this stuff. And then here's that guy
With no bed frame.
with no bed frame in her house playing with her dog
Mhm.
and just up in there, just up in her stuff. And
Yeah.
I was like, again, I could be totally off, but it just felt like you want, like you got it.
Right.
Like you
But
you
that's-
won,
but
guys.
this is
like
where
you
I
got
challenge.
it. You
This
got
is
what you
where I
wanted.
challenged her, and I was like, well, so obviously the problem is money. So like, he could have been a great guy. He just didn't have any money, and she saw
But does
past
he?
that.
But does he
So
have
why does that matter?
ambition? But does he have ambition? Again, that could be
Does
because
that matter though? It depends on who
it's
you're asking.
personal, right? I think maybe for her, and this goes back to power dynamics.
Mhm.
Maybe for her, she saw.
Just love.
She just she has the money.
Mhm.
Clearly, she's doing the work. Clearly,
Right.
she has all the things material that she can have, and maybe she wants a man that is just all about her.
Right.
So I don't know if he's
Yeah.
working. I don't know. I don't know.
And
I
that's all,
don't
I
talk to
think
him.
that's all that's important to some
And
people.
maybe that's all she needs. For me
Yeah.
personally,
You need somebody to fight this fight with you.
I realize this. I would like a partner,
Right.
at least a partner or someone that a partner. Because even if you have more money
Or
than
just somebody
me,
you can even trust, like somebody you can lean on. Like,
Yeah.
like, I want to be able to look at you and say, like, I need help this week. And they're like, "Ooh, what you need? I got you."
right,
Right. And that's comforting.
right. And I think again that could be. I'm not knocking her or knocking the
Mhm.
situation. I just found it funny because
Hatred.
it. I just found it funny
She's
because it's
mad.
like it's like seeing a woman, right?
Yeah.
Like say you talk to a woman
Mhm.
and you knew she was like this, like she wanted to come up. Like she
Right.
was looking for a way to come up, right?
Right.
And then you see her, you start seeing who she's dating, and then eventually you see her dating like Chris Brown, and
Yeah.
then you're like, oh
You're
yeah,
like, "Nah,
yeah,
she got it."
this is what you
But that's what I'm saying.
wanted.
I don't think that's what he was doing though. But this is where we differ. I don't know him enough. Maybe you know better, but
I think so.
I feel
It
like
felt a little
it
clout
sounds like he was
chasing.
just a hopeless romantic, and he just wanted love, and he found somebody who just wanted love.
Now when you're also in the music industry too, and you're trying to make it, and you're coming
It
out
could be.
here,
I'm
just felt
hearing
like
I'm
that.
hearing a little hatred. I don't know about y'all, but I'm hearing a little hatred.
No.
Question.
Yes.
Next question. Let's try to get in two more before we go.
Oh my gosh.
It's already
yes.
done.
Yes.
What do you got to do after this? Are you
I gotta
busy?
go pick up my brother from the airport.
Okay, he'll be all right. Hey, he should be watching this right now.
He's not,
Chris,
he's on a
just go to the
plane.
bar at the airport, and we'll be there in a little bit. Or she'll be there in a little bit. Anyway, a couple more questions.
Uh-huh.
Do you hide your insecurities?
Do I what?
Do you hide your insecurities? First, we're talking first date. Like, well, no,
First date,
actually, no.
yeah.
Actually, let me take that back.
I
Maybe
don't-
not first date. I'm just saying at the beginning of the dating process. Do
Mm.
you hide your insecurities? I was having this debate with my niece, and
Shout out
I
to your
said,
niece. What's her name?
Teresia.
Teresa.
And
That's so
she's
pretty.
here actually right now.
Oh my god, we should have her on the show.
I was going to, but she was busy, so I was like, maybe tap in, and she leaves tomorrow.
Oh.
Anyway, but she's staying at the house. So, but I was saying no. I mean, I don't like. It's not like first date. Like I'm insecure about this and insecure about that.
Right. It feels a little bit
But
like.
I don't like when people kind of fake confident if you're not confident, because it's gonna show, right? It's gonna come
Right.
out at some point. And I believe in being real in where you are at the moment. If you don't feel like you love your body, or if you don't feel like this, I just think live in that.
Yeah.
Right. And just be honest and let the person kind of choose. This, it's just. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like that classic. Let the person choose if they want to love you. I know it's hard,
Right.
but I think it sets you up for a better relationship if you can just be honest about where you are. Like I was insecure about not having a certain amount of money, but I know I made the choice, and I knew what I was doing, and I knew what my plan was, and I was confident I could get there.
Right.
And I felt confident in that. But it is kind of, women don't want that.
Right. Yeah. I think I would say I try to show up to any relationship dynamic who I am authentically. I've learned this for years now. I've been doing this because I think I used to show up to try, you show up trying to be on your best behavior, and eventually the person finds out things
Right.
about you, which eventually we do. But I think for me, what I've learned is like, yo, this is my truth. This is who I am.
Right.
This is how I'm showing up. I'm not someone who necessarily plays games, but and I also have learned to let people earn your truth, earn like the intimacies of like your vulnerabilities and
Right.
your past. And I'm not super quick to talk about my relationships, my past relationships,
Right.
but
if
it comes up, it comes up, then
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
No. I'm gonna keep it on you all.
Yeah.
We're going to sign out.
Okay.
Like, so yeah.
But if it comes up, it comes up, So I think but I've seen people hide their insecurities, and then it comes out and you're like, what?
Right.
You are this over. But then now I realize, like, when people are overly confident, that's an insecurity. When people are
always. Well, I guess it depends on what you mean.
It depends. Like if you're constantly, and this happened to me with one of the last guys I was seeing, it was like he had a problem with everybody. He always had, oh, this person is this and this person is that. And initially I was like, okay, he's very confident. Like he must be.
Really? You took that as confidence?
It was just he was very matter of fact.
Yeah.
And he was very opinionated about, about his own truth and what he was and how he felt about things. And as time started passing, I was like, I don't see that. Like I see inconsistencies in who you are, and so that was one of the things that
I think anybody, like, I have strong opinions, but I would never think that the way that I live and the way that I think is the only way. Like everyone has a position. So what happened?
Oh no, it froze.
Sorry. Okay. Anyway, just if you don't see me, we're using Kai's camera. I'm here, but yeah, I automatically kind of see that as like you're fighting to make your points feel too valid, like a sense of like, that's stupid, it's this way. Like, no, it's like, hey, it could be that way. I don't know. Let's talk about it. Like, I don't know, that feels like strength to me rather than fighting against everything.
Right.
So
Yeah.
anyway, we're running out of time. And Chris is waiting on us.
Yes.
Any last words? What do you want to say? Send us out.
Man,
Carly.
I definitely want to have. We have so many other cool things here that we can talk about. We're probably gonna have a part 2. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because we
With
can go
guests.
in with guests. Because we can go in on this. So yeah, I think we're all just trying to figure it out. Personally, I feel like I'm always learning something new, and this is why I love this show, because we get to explore, we get to have opinions, we get to challenge our opinions, and then formulate new opinions, right? And I think that's obviously the point of life. That's why we're called If You Know, You Know. Because we're constantly trying to figure this thing out, this life thing out.
Open conversation about, expressing and feeling your feelings and things like that.
Yes.
And drinking White Claws. But we'll see you next week. No, we're not giving nothing away. Next week, here, same time, maybe 30 minutes early.
Yes,
we'll let you know.
We're gonna start the show at 6 o'clock. So please, if you're watching this or if you are listening to this at a later time, we're starting to go live now at 6.
It's 6.
Yes.
But stay tuned just in case.
Yeah.
We'll let you know.
We're love you guys. Thank you so much.
We'll see y'all next time.
Peace.
Peace.